I went to Meijer like late at night on Monday or Tuesday this week. Like I guess it was like 9 or 10, but probably 10. Late enough that it was empty in there. They were stocking shelves.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And there is one guy at the West Lansing Meijer who's like, you can tell he's kind of not all there, but he still looks like a normal person.
Mm-hmm.
And he's probably like 26 or something. And he was standing like where the greeter usually is. And I walked in and he was like, yeah, man, I'm feeling the exact same way. I'm like, fuck you. I look that down right now.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is hilarious.
He hit me with that, and I was just like, hey. And then picked up my basket and started shopping.
Want to ring the bell?
I'm taking it back. I'm taking them all back.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
I'm a loner, Daddy. Rebel.
I am the walrus.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to John Hates Movies, the movie review podcast, where my friends prevent me from trying to determine who would win in a creepy-off, Jake Gyllenhaal or Charles Fleischer, and instead force me to watch movies.
Charles
This
Fleischer.
week, yes, I tend to agree. This week, we have with us Eric Largent.
Tally-ho.
We have Chris Arsenault.
Who's Charles Fleischer?
Roger Rabbit.
What?
And James Verup.
Please, Eddie. I don't. Is there anything to even quote in this movie? I quoted Roger Rabbit because he just mentioned.
You're a retard.
What? Like you're a retard?
Does anyone call me names? What? Like you're?
What? Like retard?
No.
But you're right. There's not much quotable. And I am your host, Jonathan Verup. And this week we watched Zodiac.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Based on real events, this chilling drama recounts the actions of a killer who stalked the streets of San Francisco and left clues in the newspaper. Not bad, Netflix.
No.
That's fairly accurate.
Really
He didn't. I guess he didn't leave clues in the newspaper.
But,
He gave clues to the news. Whatever.
Things.
That's pretty good for Netflix.
Yeah.
It is. Starring Mark Ruffalo, Jake Gyllenhaal, Robert Downey Jr., Anthony Edwards,
Yeah.
Brian Cox. Directed by David Fincher.
David Fincher.
Oh, you know what? Netflix actually has two summaries. Would you like me to read you the second one?
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Better or
The
worse?
second one, which is the short synopsis, if you just hover over it.
Uh-huh.
An amateur sleuth and a crime reporter pursue an elusive serial killer. The trail is stone cold until a lead appears.
What?
I love it.
Well, that one's much better.
Yes, that's more what we've come to expect from you, Netflix.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The language is definitely more colorful, but it's more wrong. I mean, at least the first one is factually correct.
That's right. So,
The first one's like 3 American males do things.
so as is John Hates Movies tradition, the person who picked the movie gets to review it, and that
Who
would
was
be
that
Mr.
jackass?
Mr. Manager James.
It was technically James.
Yeah.
Operating under someone else's suggestion.
Yeah, I'll have to pocket that as an IOU later. Maybe something, I don't know. But nonetheless, I don't know. I like this movie.
It's not like we're talking about talking about the Zodiac Killer, not Son of Sam. His dog's not directing it.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, this pod should just turn into like serial killer talk.
Please no.
Chris, who's your favorite serial killer?
His name escapes me. The dude who ran the murder hotel.
Count Chocula.
Oh,
Yes, Count Chocula.
H.H. Holmes.
Yeah.
He's my favorite too.
That's the most bizarre fucked. It's just he literally built this hotel around murdering people.
It was a bed and breakfast, I think.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
essentially. But like, he's also one of America's first serial killers.
Mm-hmm.
So-
Yeah.
This bed and breakfast is always booked up, but it has no reviews.
Oh man, you're getting a hell of a score on Yelp. Owner chopped me in half. He promised that the continental He promised that the continental breakfast would be open till 10 but close it down at 9:45. 1 star. Also, he stuck an ice pick in my brain. But anyway,
whatever.
We're all in such chipper moods here today. Such a fun movie.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I have no reason to be in a bad mood whatsoever.
That's right.
Neither do I.
I do.
But no, pretty much I chose this movie because I knew that Chris hasn't watched it, and I need to make him watch it. So,
I think I had watched like maybe the beginning of this film before, and that's as far as I bothered to make it.
right.
So, like the first hour? Of
Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So yeah,
So I
Zodiac.
remembered Jake Gyllenhaal being kind of weirdly Weasley creepy almost. Like, he's not a very likable character in this.
No, but he's not bad.
I don't know.
He's
I like
not
him.
like
But he's just super off-putting.
he never reaches Joaquin Phoenix's levels of
No.
No.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's not like in what was that?
The Master.
The Master. That was fucking... Yeah.
You guys are all wrong about the
This is my
Master.
girlfriend Sandy.
The Master is a great movie. You guys are all wrong about it.
Anyway, so all right.
That's a hill I will die on.
Okay.
I'll stick up for that movie.
My favorite movie is The Most Dangerous Game, but
There we go. All right,
Yes.
rounding back around. Well done. Wow, that's
1932.
that was like a kind of actually a decent segue.
Yeah. I'm proud of you, James. Now let's
there's
see
no
if the
such
review
thing
starts.
as a decent segue.
The only decent segue ever was the one that the inventor of the Segway rode off a cliff to his death.
That's my favorite serial killer.
The segue. As I've said and heard this movie described as before, it is 2.5 hours of people talking. But it is so interesting. It is so good. I really do enjoy this movie. And not only that, it clips along. It really does. It really has fantastic pacing for a movie with people talking.
Mhm.
And hardly any action whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just pretty engaging. And I don't think it's any secret, but I listen to the podcast, Last Podcast on the Left. I have some interest in serial killers and some dark stuff. Like, all that stuff's pretty intriguing. I've heard about Zodiac before this and stuff. It's an interesting case. They did a really good job of making the case for Alan Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember his last name, but
Yeah.
it is just, there is just some really weird shit about this case, like the fact that they could not find.
Hey, it's Lee Allen, isn't it? Anthony Lee Allen? Or something?
Yep, yeah, Anthony Lee Allen. Yep.
That's what it was, yeah.
Okay.
This guy's got 3 first names.
Obviously a serial killer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Still
Lee Harvey, murderers. Lee Harvey Oswald.
still a better name than John fucking Cougar Mellencamp.
Those aren't first names. Except for John. And maybe Cougar. I mean, you
I
can
don't
name
know.
your kid Cougar.
I'm going to name
Well,
my first kid Mellencamp Jones.
Yeah.
Mellencamp Jones.
Jones.
Bear Up?
He gave himself the nickname Cougar, which is just even worse.
It's very bad.
Can you imagine if these two switch places?
James, your review's over here.
No, we want to talk about how fucking awful John Mellencamp is.
This is the Cougar.
Cougar cast.
He allegedly has a little ditty for me about Jack and Diane,
Yeah.
but he can
Yes.
fucking kill himself before he sings that another time. I fucking hate that song.
It was me who killed that couple last year, Jack and Diane. But ain't that America?
So John Cougar Mellencamp is the Zodiac.
John Cougar Mellencamp has done more damage to the American public than the Zodiac Killer. Allow me to. I don't want to equivocate about this whatsoever.
At least the Zodiac has the decency to wear a bag over his head in public.
Oh, goodness. Well, that's one endorsement we're not going to get.
Fuck him, I didn't want his endorsement.
That's all right. Don Henley will still pay us.
Oh, fuck Don Henley. That fucking guy flagging our shit on YouTube.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you go to YouTube right now and look for John Hates Movies fucking baseball movie.
The one we can't remember.
Major League.
Major League.
Fucking Don Henley flagged us for inappropriately using his song on YouTube. Shutting my shit down. Fuck him.
Which song?
Boys of Summer.
Yeah, Boys of Summer. This is
You better be careful, Eric. We're
Yeah.
gonna
Well,
get
to be
flagged
fair,
again.
it's probably not him personally, but a team of
Yeah, Don
people
Henley.
and
I should have
lawyers.
used the Atari's version.
Yep.
Yeah, Don Henley. I saw a Black Flag sticker on a Cadillac, not a Deadhead sticker on a Cadillac.
You're old and irrelevant.
You're the fourth best Eagle, and the Eagles suck.
I thought there was only
goodness.
3 people in the band.
Like five. Like
Okay.
five.
Then he's the 6th best.
Okay.
All right. So
We don't need to talk about the movie.
because there's not much else to say apart from talking about the case itself, which is interesting. Like the fact that dude who survived just fucking
He
disappeared.
fucked off.
Yeah.
This is the fucking McPoyles from Always Sunny.
For like fucking 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucked up. Like they couldn't find the dude's sister. The fact that like you walked right past the police after shooting that cabbie because
Yes.
I mean the police back then were racist.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
They certainly aren't now.
Nope.
Right. We don't have any problems with that.
And they just assumed that it was a black dude.
Yeah, don't worry, guys. While we're all complaining about Trump, the cops are still executing unarmed civilians.
Whoa, with the word execute.
No, he was
Just call it shooting.
That Philando Castile thing wasn't good.
technically he was
that was-
armed.
But he told me.
I know, I'm joking. I'm joking.
That
Yeah.
was nuts.
That was nuts. The video is awful.
fucked
I
up.
don't know about this one, but
Yeah.
save it.
Yeah. I am not even looking into that one. I'm just like, yep.
There's video of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, but yeah, just a bunch of crazy, like the kind of incompetence that you wouldn't really expect.
The departmental bureaucracy that they had to get through to just try to exchange notes about their cases.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That
and they
was-
wanted
Yep.
to.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, it was just all fuckery. Like, oh, we don't have a fax. We don't have a teletype.
Right.
Well, that's a technological issue, but it comes down to,
Like they're kind of being bitches about it. Like, well, if they're not giving us theirs,
Yeah, no,
then we're not
but-
going to give them ours.
But
and-
that's kind of the way that works when you get down to what is that? The areas they cover. What is that?
oh,
Jurisdiction.
yeah.
Cops are pretty dickish about jurisdiction.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Because
there's like a
there's-
whole season of The Wire about that,
Mhm.
Well, if you want to watch The Wire,
and I do.
But yeah, man, like I dig this movie, and honestly, when the guy was like, "That's not blah blah blah's handwriting, that's mine," like,
Oh yeah.
like that was creepy as hell, like that whole scene. But
And he wants
honestly,
him to go down to the basement with him.
That's Roger Rabbit.
Okay.
That's
Oh.
Charles Fleischer. That
Okay.
guy.
Well, that was
Yeah,
his fucking spooky ass scene.
I was expecting
Uh-huh.
something to happen, and nothing happened.
Well, yeah, this is
Hey,
a story
that's-
about nothing really happening.
yeah, yeah, that's really the movie. It's like 3 people die in the timeline of this movie, and that's it.
And it all happens within the first hour.
Yep.
Though he claimed to have killed up towards of like
Like
37 or something.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or maybe
But-
27. It was something 7. 27 or 37. I don't know. I
Huh.
have to reference it again. He claimed. But I think there's like 12 that, they can connect to the Zodiac killer, whoever
Right.
they may be.
Yeah.
Have at least circumstantial evidence for,
Yeah.
but yeah, this movie actually did a pretty good job of actually like laying out the facts and stuff and why like certain things like the handwriting not matching and the interesting theory that they might have actually been two people working together.
Yeah, that was like muttered. Like 2/3 of the way through the movie, he mutters it and throws that concept away.
Well,
Not
yeah.
saying it's not a possibility, but it's like it's not even a full thought in
Yeah.
the movie.
The problem is that, especially with the technology they had back then,
Oh,
it
yeah.
is really fucking hard to prove that.
Yeah.
But there has been serial killers out there like that, we know,
Sure.
that work in pairs. And they, all the ones that have gotten caught have been like incredibly stupid at one point.
Mm.
Or just like completely screwed up. Like, like it's
Like insane enough to murder people.
well, not as Ted Bundy put it. He's like, he fucked up because he like, I can't remember what it was, but it was something as simple as like he forgot to close his trunk, or something like that.
Who
And
the
he's
fuck
like,
forgets to close their trunk.
well, that's the thing. He says,
People who want to get caught.
yeah, by the time you get up to your 20th, you're forgetting you left your car keys or something. Like it's like you're so perfect and
Just start becoming cavalier about
yes.
Well, yeah, and guys like this, like, they don't send shit to the newspaper. They don't, like, leave messages unless
Mhm.
they want, like, notoriety. And they
Right.
Yeah.
deep down kind of want to get caught
Right.
because they'll be famous
Well,
for it.
because what they want is to not get caught so that they can continue to like throw it in someone's face. But yes, you taunt someone, they're going to come at you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it is.
Yeah, if that happened today, Star 69, man.
I
Fucked.
would have got him. Yeah, it is. It is kind of really screwy that like no DNA analysis whatsoever. No, even after the fact, after they've done partial DNA analysis, it still doesn't match Alan and shit.
Right.
What? Yeah, but that's also from
Yeah.
30 years ago, and God, like they based it on the DNA on the envelopes, and fuck, he might not have licked the fucking envelopes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he had one of his squirrels lick it.
That'd be
But the
hilarious.
thing there is that like
this DNA is non-human.
what's
Actually,
really
that
crazy-
reminds me, Eric. You want to come over like Saturday? I've got a bunch of envelopes I need you to lick.
Okay. Okay.
We'll just leave them licked, so don't worry. I'll fill 'em
Take care
later.
of
Don't worry
that.
about it. Don't worry about it.
It's my new mass mailing.
Yep.
Like they eliminate the majority of the suspects based on this that, but
Mhm.
particularly the handwriting. But even nowadays, handwriting is almost never fully a legitimate yes or
Mhm.
no to anything.
Yeah,
Like,
it's pretty much like philology now, isn't
right.
it? Like,
yeah. It's about as respected. And I think it's so funny because at the one point the guy's talking about
phrenology. That's what.
yeah, phrenology. Talking about how you can change the way you write stuff, but look at this, the K's don't, man. I'm like, man, I'm not saying like if I'm casually writing stuff, I'm sure stuff
Mm-hmm.
comes out pretty similar, but I have written one thing one place and another thing looks completely different other places. I'm just saying, like, my handwriting's atrocious no matter where it is, and you probably wouldn't be. I don't most days recognize my own handwriting.
So while we were talking,
Yeah.
I wrote a sentence that said, "I am trying to write this right-handed
Yeah.
because
I'll
I'm
do that
left-handed."
occasionally too.
Mhm.
try
And
to
it's
write with
like
my
it's
left hand.
a disaster. I can barely
Oh,
read
yeah,
it.
It's a fucking joke.
But the funny thing is like honestly, at that time, all he would have had to do was get a book on handwriting analysis to find out what they look
Right.
for, and then just change all the shit.
Yeah. Handwriting analysis is a pseudoscience.
Yeah,
Or
Or it's
continue to use a typewriter.
yeah,
Apparently, he had one.
yeah. It was really screwy, but way back to what I was originally going to say, that really intense part, though, thinking about it. Like, if it were me in that situation, if I was in the part of the voice of Roger Rabbit, and, like, this guy's like, no, look, the killer, blah, 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 and the handwriting, like, matches, but, like, I know I'm completely innocent, and I know that I wrote that, like, poster. Yeah, I'd fuck with him like that, too.
Yep.
I'd just be like, I wrote that. And then he'd be like, I need to go, and be like, don't you want to come down to the basement? I've got those logs for you.
Also, my knife collection.
Yep. Why don't you go upstairs and check to make sure?
There aren't a lot of basements in California.
Right? Well, hell, the moment he says, why don't you follow me to my house? I'm like, fucking really? You're going to do that? Are you fucking insane?
Yeah.
Well, follow him to his house, okay, but get in the car with him? Yeah.
He didn't get in the car.
I know,
but
I know.
I'm just saying, like, he followed him to his house instead of, like, staying in a public place where he won't get murdered. Not that he got murdered. I'm just saying. Considering the situation and the people that he's tied with, you know, I'm just, you're taking a hell of a chance there.
Right. Still, man, they never even showed Peter or Penny or whatever his face was, and they never showed Rob the Rick Marshall either. The only person that they really focused on was Arthur Lee Allen.
Mm-hmm. That's because the book that this was based on, like, implicated him greatly.
Pretty heavily.
Grayson, I think, or Greystone.
Greystone, I think.
Yeah, maybe Greystone. Yeah.
Oh, actually, yeah. You know, the envelope thing. This pinged this for me. Is, you know, it reminds me. This case reminds me of Jack the Ripper because there's so many fucking suspects. You know, and everybody has their pet suspect, and you know this is why. But they did pull a partial DNA from like one of Jack the Ripper's letters that they have the best reason to believe it might be Jack the Ripper's thing, and like the DNA was not what they expected, but they're like, oh, but at the time it may have been custom for the people at the post office to lick the stamps and the envelopes.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like, you can inject whatever you want to believe into any of this kind of stuff. It's
absolutely, yeah.
It's such a rabbit hole.
Seriously though, who doesn't have jars of people's saliva?
But yeah, nonetheless, a good movie. The fact that he picked the guy out of a lineup, that's pretty solid.
Yeah.
I think that maybe he was probably doing some fuckery. The timelines matched up. He might have been working with somebody or somehow otherwise doing some sort of fuckery. There's probably more behind this shit than we possibly could have known. Probably some like blackmail or something like that.
I mean, yeah.
It's like, that's like mobster shit when like you don't want to talk about what's going on in this murder investigation. When some dude tried to kill you and you survived.
Yeah, it's
weird. Almost like you really would want to put him behind bars. I could also understand fucking off if like you don't think the cops have enough, but whatever.
Yeah.
Well, the last thing I'll say is, you know, they were being really euphemistic with that painting party thing, because in reality, that wasn't it. There's a reason why that married woman had a lot of guys hanging around her. It was a swingers party.
Well, painting parties are an actual thing, though, where you actually paint someone's house.
That is really weird. But no, in reality, it was a swingers get together.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying. Even next time your innocent seeming friend asks you to a painting party because they bought a house or something like that, don't assume pants are option.
Don't show up in a bathrobe.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm here to paint.
Yeah. You, no matter what kind of party it is, you show up in normal clothes. Well, but, you know, stash the banana hammock under it just in case things get wild.
But if it was a swingers party, him showing up in a suit almost makes more sense.
Here's what I pulled from it, right? Okay. Like, the Zodiac, whoever he was such a fat fucking nerd loser that he couldn't get laid at a fucking swingers party.
Maybe he was shy.
So fuck that guy.
Well, apparently not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah, there you have it. All right, so who's next? Who wants to?
I'll go next.
Go ahead.
All right.
So Zodiac. This movie was long,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't funny.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's all. That's your opinion, man.
That's your opinion, man.
I'm
No,
good.
that's also true. All right.
You don't want to say anything else?
Nope.
Robert Downey Jr. was kind of funny sometimes.
All right, Chris is looking at me, so I guess it's my turn.
All right, Eric. Tell us what you thought.
Bang! Laying the hammer down.
Yeah. So I, this was my second time seeing this movie. The first time I saw it, I think I just didn't pay attention too closely. This time I paid close attention and absolutely loved it. There are some really good, like the movie looks good. It's really interesting. I forgot to look up the name of the building, if it's like the TransUnion Tower or something, but the tower where it's like a triangle and then an inverted triangle, but it's under construction during this movie, and they use the construction of that to show the passing of time.
Oh yeah.
And that was like really cool. I like that a lot. I noticed that.
That's like the old timey title cards.
Uh-huh.
Production cards, yeah.
Uh-huh. Almost all of the choices in this movie were perfect. The only thing that I saw in this movie that took me out of it that I didn't like is when the cab driver got murdered, they inserted CGI blood.
I didn't know.
And
that.
it was like, and it like kind of like shot toward the camera, and I that like took me out of the movie a little bit. And I didn't like it. But other than that, it was great. Jake Gyllenhaal. This is like the minor league warm up appearance that got him ready to be the character that he was in Nightcrawler, which is incredible. And it's him. It's a similar type of character where he's like really hungry and really obsessed about figuring something out or finding things. But he's more spooky in that one. Very much more spooky. Robert Downey Jr. is good in this movie. However, like almost every time Robert Downey Jr. is on screen, he's playing Robert Downey Jr.
Right.
Whether he is Sherlock Holmes as Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man as Robert Downey Jr., or Stephen Avery as Robert Downey Jr., it's Robert Downey Jr. Now, he's good. That doesn't mean he's bad. To me, so growing up, my mom always watched ER. Like no matter how much me and my dad protested, ER was on the TV. So like either my dad and I would go upstairs and like build Legos or play with race cars or something,
right.
Or we would just like sit through ER, which gave me a great appreciation for Anthony Edwards. That's can't believe that dude doesn't work as much as he should, because he's a really good actor and I like him a lot. And he was very good in this movie. I think my favorite parts of this movie were he and Mark Ruffalo, their working dynamic.
Always had animal crackers.
Right.
That was funny though. Like the when he calls him up middle of the night, wakes him up, gets in the car. Here, I have some crackers for you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and so their involvement with the Zodiac case begins on Anthony Edwards' birthday, and it ends on Anthony Edwards' birthday. 9 or 10 years later or whatever. Do you guys think Stephen Avery could have done it? The Zodiac?
No,
not the. You mean the reporter guy?
Yeah. Robert Downey Jr.
No,
that's a fun theory. Is that Stephen Avery was the Zodiac killer?
Isn't it Paul Avery?
I don't know.
Okay,
look it up, somebody.
No,
that's not me. John, you can look it up.
I was gonna say, I think because the To Make a Killer or whatever the hell Netflix documentaries,
To Make a Murderer.
Yeah, that one.
Or the Making a Murderer.
Making a Murderer.
Yeah.
I think that guy's name was It was something
Yes,
Avery.
that was Stephen Avery.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
I thought I was having a brain fart.
You're right. You're right. That was Stephen Avery. I don't remember who.
Paul Avery. It is
Paul Avery. Okay.
Yep. Robert Downey.
Yeah, RDJ, aka Paul Avery.
That would be funny if Stephen Avery was a Zodiac. I didn't kill that lady in my junkyard, but a bunch of people in California.
Other people.
I mean, I got out of California because the heat was getting too hot. But
Stephen Avery was definitely not smart enough to be the Zodiac killer.
No.
Ugh. Making a murderer is kind of heartbreaking.
Oh, it is.
Because those guys are really dumb, and his young nephew is on the spectrum.
Yep.
And they just railroaded him into being a fucking accomplice.
Watching that whole interview from beginning to end, that first when they said that, it came out of left field, and then they showed the interview, and I'm like, oh yeah, I've seen this before.
Yeah.
Yep. No, that's really fucked up.
Yeah.
Yep.
He didn't give them any detail that they didn't suggest to him.
Yep.
Yeah,
and they said as soon as you tell us this, you get to go home.
Right.
Yeah. No, he was just saying what they wanted to hear because he thought he could go home.
He thought he was in trouble and he just wanted to go home.
Yep.
Yeah. That was crazy.
Yeah, and that happens. That has happened a lot, and there's a reason why there's protocol against that shit now.
Oh yeah.
And in this movie, those times, you can see it. The cops getting really fucking pissed off because they swear they have their guy, but the evidence is not with them.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's the way the system is supposed to work.
Yeah.
Because
you can get your heart on for a guy, metaphorically speaking.
Yep.
And have that cloud your judgment.
Yeah, and he might just be some poor fuck who lives in a broken down trailer with a bunch of squirrels and kills chickens for dinner.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah.
That was chicken blood.
So yeah, you have to think that this movie isn't necessarily being all that objective because they're painting it out to be Alan pretty hard.
Even though they do show the evidence of why he doesn't really work, but
yeah. It's a puzzler.
It is. It's a great one.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just reminded me of the whole. I hate the fucking trope of the dude gets really obsessed with a thing and then his family gets all pissed off about it for almost no reason.
Yeah,
I mean, there was a reason, but still,
kinda. Yeah, but
at least they worked it out.
His kids were helping him. Yeah. His kids didn't.
And she was like, "Well, I'm worried about my safety, so we go on
the murder wall."
Yeah.
I also liked Chloe Sevigny in this movie. I thought she was good.
Yes.
She's
another one that kind of fell off the map.
There's a reason for that.
Oh, is there?
She's a little screwy.
No.
Huh?
John, do you know the reason why she fell off the map?
No, I do not.
White Rabbit or White Bunny is the name of a movie that her and her at the time boyfriend Vincent Gallo made, and there is a live non-simulated sex scene that is graphic in that movie between the two of them, and it's
I think you mean, isn't it Brown Bunny?
Yes, sorry, yeah, but it's unpleasant.
Yeah.
And she hasn't really worked all that much since then. That's the truth.
That's kind of sad. But
it's unpleasant.
Yeah. It's a weird situation. But that is the reason why people stopped
she is a
casting her.
Decent actress.
Yeah.
Yep.
In the things I recall her being in.
Yeah.
Mark Ruffalo, very different in this movie.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is Mark Ruffalo's first real swing at being dramatic, and he hit it. He hit a solid double off the wall. For you baseball fans out there.
Baseball.
But before this movie, I remember the first thing that I saw Mark Ruffalo in was in 2004 or 2005 in 13 Going on 30, which he was great in. 13 Going on 30 is a really good movie. Jennifer Garner and Mark Ruffalo. I think it's a very good movie. Come fight me. I'm serious. It's a good movie.
Well, hey, if you win the game, maybe it's on Netflix.
I don't know. Maybe
it is on Netflix.
Is it really?
Oh, shit.
That's a good movie.
Fuck no.
That's a good movie.
Oh my
I
god.
swear, it was
fucking Andy Serkis is in that movie. He does the fucking Thriller dance. It's good. It's a good movie. Anyway,
Zombie's precious.
yeah. So, this is... I haven't offered really any critiques on this movie other than
it's hard to.
Right, because
13 going on 30 is in it.
All right. Because this movie is really, really good. It's supremely well written. It's a testament to how well written this movie is, that it's a 2.5 hour movie that's just dialogue, but it doesn't feel boring. This is a really, really, really good movie.
So I guess that brings it to me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Try and be as concise as I was.
All right. I too think it's a good movie.
Come on, Johnny, give us more than that.
I will give you more than that.
You beat Chris in brevity.
Chris at least said like 4 words.
Exactly. No, I definitely concur. I think this is a really good movie. It's put together well. As James mentioned, the pacing is solid, and it's hard to do this with just a movie that is pretty much all theme, mood, and dialogue.
Yeah.
Like that's all this is. I mean,
I forgot. I should have had shit here so we could make aqua velvas and drink them during the podcast. James has a blue mouth from the blue slushy that he's been drinking. It's like he's been drinking aqua velva over there.
No, it wasn't.
You wouldn't make fun of it if you tasted it.
Yeah, that was...
It's like 7 aqua velvas.
Yes. So, I mean, this is a really solid movie, but there is something strange about it. And it's basically this. I mentioned last week before we cut that I had seen this movie 3 times.
Yeah.
And Eric kind of alluded to this too, where he said he watched this and the first time he didn't pay attention.
Uh-huh.
There's something about this movie that when you're not looking at it, it slips right out of your brain.
Yeah.
And I don't know why that is. I can't quite put my finger on what it is about this movie, but I think that this is one of those movies.
I have a feeling about why that is.
Okay.
Is because there's no resolution. There's no satisfaction at the end. It's left open-ended. So
that might be it.
So there's no conclusion. There are no answers at the end of this movie. So none of the questions stick with you because they don't get answered. So when you have unanswered questions in your brain, you just kind of put them out.
Like, who is John Galt?
Sure.
I am John Galt.
So yeah, I mean, this movie does slide right out, and it could very well be because of the fact that it's open-ended and there's questions left, and so your brain just kind of tosses it to the side, which causes an interesting effect. Meaning that when people talk about great movies, this one never comes up. And I think it's because a lot of people don't really remember it. But this is worth the watch.
Yeah.
This is really worth the watch. It's engaging.
I do actually have something I need to say.
Yeah.
Volkswagen Carmen Ghia.
Oh, yeah.
That is a sweet fucking car.
It was.
I mean, tiny little, 12 or 1400.
There was also a Volkswagen Rabbit in this movie.
Yeah,
see, there's something for
Ghia
everyone.
Was That's it.
Okay. But yes, I think this is one of those movies that when people start talking about movies that were really good, this is the one where you can name drop and people will go, oh yeah. And then they'll be able to rewatch it again and feel, pretty satisfied because they didn't remember seeing it the first time. This is that movie.
I just rewatched another movie that also has murders in it and is also open-ended and doesn't make a whole lot of sense at the end. I just rewatched for the first time since 2001 when it came out, Mulholland Drive. And that movie is good, but it's the rare movie where once it starts getting weird, it starts to make more sense. At least it did to me. Like the final third of the movie is all just totally weird, but I finally get what he's getting at once it gets totally weird.
That's the David Lynch one?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
David Lynch, Naomi Watts.
Right.
Man, I almost had a heart attack watching that. Whew. Naomi Watts.
You should watch Wild Things.
That's the
a lot
one.
less substance in that one.
Yeah, I still haven't seen Mulholland Drive. But
It's on Netflix.
That's
So wait, what's about Mulholland driving Naomi Watts?
I
She
still
gave-
haven't seen it.
Huh?
She
I
gave me a
haven't
heart attack.
Oh. Why?
She's naked.
Oh, that'll do it.
Yep.
All right, well, I think we're pretty much done. So, with that being said, we are going to take a short break. And when we come back, it'll be time for the game.
All right. All right.
That'll do it.
Tally ho, John Hates Movies listeners, it's Eric Largent with a quick reminder of how you can find us. The best way to stay appraised of all of our activity is to follow us on Facebook at John Hates Movies. There we'll post all of our new episodes as well as whatever we're feeling interested in at the moment. Please subscribe to us on your favorite podcast service like iTunes, Stitcher, or Podcast and Radio Addict. If you subscribe to us on iTunes, please leave us a comment. We read every single one and they're much appreciated. You can also follow us on Twitter at John Hates Movies or follow me on Twitter at Eric Largent. Now, stay tuned for the game and find out what movie we get to watch next week. And if you're feeling adventurous, watch along with us and leave us a comment on Facebook telling us what you thought of the movie. Thank you for listening and stay tuned for the game.
Welcome back, everybody. It is now time for your favorite part and mine. It is time for the game.
Yay!
Woohoo!
And as
That'll do
is
it.
John Hates Movies tradition, the person who picked the movie gets to run the game. And James, I understand you have something very special for us.
James
Right.
game. It's a James game.
James game.
Let me take an hour to explain the rules here.
Okay.
What's your serial killer name?
Mine's
goodness.
Timex.
Because I take a licking and keep on ticking. Good one.
Oh no, sorry, mine's Rolex.
I don't even know what the slogan for Rolex
Is your serial killer name Swatch?
Oh man.
My
Well,
serial
killer
killer
that
name
was only
is
popular
Mickey
in the
Mouse
80s.
Watch.
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse Watch.
Yes.
Mine is Watch That Plays Batman. It's also a Tiger Electronics Batman game. All right.
Nice.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Calculator watch.
Yeah, James's calculator watch.
He's the Casio killer.
Yeah. Oh man. Shit.
Ooh,
That's good.
That's a good.
that is
one.
good.
Yeah.
But that's not the game. So, James,
No.
tell us what the damn game is.
So as we know, this movie. So two of my favorite interests: serial killers and superheroes, and serial killers who want to be superheroes. That's why the costume.
Wait,
But-
where are you getting superheroes?
Well, I mean, it's got Robert Downey Jr. and
Got
Mark
Iron Man.
Ruffalo.
Iron Man and Hulk. Okay, yes, I'm
Uh-huh.
with you.
Yep.
So, it's obvious that Zodiac with that costume and that name, that stupid name, that he wanted to be something better, wish to have powers. So here's the thing. You come up with a superpower, then the next person ruins that power. And then that same person comes up with the next superpower, and then the next person after that ruins it. So, let's start with Eric. We'll do round robin. We'll do Eric, Chris, John. So,
Okay. If I had a superpower, I would want the power of flight.
And how do you ruin it?
You can only fly when you're holding your breath.
Oh.
that's good.
So I will have super strength.
But only while naked.
I don't see the problem.
I'm a streaker. You're a streak on the pavement.
It'd be funny in a comic to see people like desperately trying to clothe this naked man. feed him.
Oh no, it's the tallywhacker. That'll be my finishing move too. The tallywhacker.
Samson, but naked.
The
right,
Hulk, the Hulk, but his sweatpants don't stretch.
I was just saying, my weakness is actually when you put clothes on me. No!
All right, John, what's your power?
My power is super speed.
All right. The super speed power is good, but the limitation on that is you only have super speed while your eyes are closed.
That would suck. Look out, it's the splat.
All right. Well, so do I just pick it up?
Yep, just pick it up, yeah.
Okay. So if I had a superpower, one that I would really want is X-ray vision.
Except that your X-ray vision only works on old ladies.
What?
So I will have the power of telekinesis.
Oh.
Eric would be great in a hospital, though, like just diagnosing all those tumors.
I could at least get a job.
The ability to move things with your mind.
The power to move you. Yesterday with young boy, young nasty man.
But every time you use that power, you get diarrhea.
So I'll mentally plug my anus until it builds up.
It is I, the worst villain in the world, Mind Fart.
I believe it would be Mind Shart. Never trust.
Brain Shart.
Brain Shart.
Brain shart.
Never trust a Brain Shart.
Oh,
Quiet,
goodness.
Brain Shart's coming. I can smell him.
Terrible.
I'm unstoppable. I got adult diapers.
Oh, there you go.
How do you do those powers? It depends.
That was actually really good. I hate you.
So, I guess it's my turn for a superpower.
Yes.
I would like the ability to shapeshift.
So the ability to shapeshift, that's like you're like a druid in World of Warcraft or some shit. But
More like the Wonder Twins.
no.
Oh, okay.
But you can only shapeshift into inanimate objects
Okay.
that can't move.
Wow.
So like you could hide.
Form of a chair. Form of...
Yeah, you'd be good at like hiding in plain sight, but not much else. Okay.
The hider.
The hider.
My superpower is the ability to throw lightning bolts, like I'm Zeus.
Oh, I got one for this.
You can throw as many lightning bolts as you want, but every time you touch anything, you statically electrocute it.
Ah, okay.
Oh no. Well, in my current situation, that wouldn't really hurt much. But yeah.
Shocker.
Hey, ladies, the shocker.
Ooh, we must have quite the chemistry. Twinkling sparks.
Oh, Jesus.
Come to know the touch of the shocker.
Which is why I will have the superpower of being able to read really fast.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
But only in languages you can't comprehend.
All right. Okay. So
not only in like E.L. James novels or like Danielle Steele.
Ooh, that'd be good too.
You can speed read Twilight.
Oh my.
In Spanish.
Dios mío.
Silencio, mi es un vampire.
Chris gets a job as the most prolific book on tape artist. Okay, so I'll wrap that up for now and declare a winner. I think, honestly, John, for stumping all of us with your shape-shifting and not getting a really good punch, because I couldn't think of anything without
No, you say he can only shapeshift into like a naked mole rat.
Well,
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you didn't say it then.
Well, it wasn't my turn.
Yeah.
It was Eric's.
Yeah, dumb Eric.
yeah, and
saying.
honestly, I'm the judge here, so
Well, I call bias, collusion, the thing where you're related to people.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys.
Bear Boys bullshit.
Bear Boys bullshit.
I also like the
The
end
BBB.
of how he curbed your reading fast, because that is one that you wouldn't really think, of a good way to kind of stop, because it's a really good power, but it's limited.
All right, we get it, James. You're going with John.
Yeah.
Going with John.
No,
Yay!
there's no reason for it except that, Eric wants to watch 13 going on 30. And,
That's pretty much
I
it.
supported him on that. So, I probably would have pulled that out just to spite you.
bias.
So it's not like there's any reason you would just irresponsibly
The
choose
true
John.
villain here
It's not like John's an actual winner.
is
Sorry,
the
John.
judge, but my secret power, my secret limitation is that
So
I do
we
not get
are-
to choose next week.
Yes. So we are going to watch 13. No, I'm kidding. We are going to watch something. Once again, we're going to watch something that is from this year.
Ooh, nice.
It's a Netflix original.
Is it Okia?
No, it's Shimmer Lake.
Ooh.
I haven't heard of it.
I don't think I've heard of this either.
All
I've
right.
not heard of this at all.
I've seen a couple of previews and it looks kind of interesting. And
Is it a horror?
No, it is not. It is a heist movie. A bank. Well,
Oh.
it's actually it's a crime movie again. So we're doing crime again. Does anybody?
Yay!
Yes. A bank heist gone wrong, small town secrets, and a trail of murders. This shocking truth can only be revealed in reverse.
Memento?
Apparently, it is. People are saying it's a combination of Memento and Fargo.
Ooh.
I watched Memento once, but I missed the first 5 minutes.
Or did you miss
Completely
the last 5 minutes?
True
a
Crime
true
July.
Yeah,
That's a
it's
true
kinda-
story. I didn't understand the movie at all.
So I figure we're gonna give this one a shot, and if it sucks, then
Shimmer Lake?
that's my fault.
So, judging by the Netflix description, it's about two guys who walk dogs and fall in love.
That's right. So, ladies and
You had
gentlemen,
me
you
at
heard it here
Fido.
first. We are going to watch Shimmer Lake.
Shimmer Lake.
So, James, what's your zodiac sign?
What, Chinese or regular?
Chinese.
Dog.
Okay.
I'm a snake.
John's a snake. That's not fucking surprising. Chris, what are you? Do you know?
I think I'm a tiger. Something.
Okay. I'm a rat. Yeah, it fucking sucks. I don't like being a rat.
Like Tiger.
Hey,
What's your
we can't be friends.
what?
We can't be friends.
What?
Snake
Snakes
and
and
rat.
rats can't be friends?
No.
Well, then, John, I guess we're not friends.
Oh.
Well, Eric, you did say you had beef. Little did he know that beef was your body and that John is going to eat you.
No.
Good night, everybody.
I am an Aquarius on the normal charts.
I'm a
Pisces on the radio.
Virgo, and James hit me with I put it on I put it on Facebook like years ago. I was like, so apparently I'm a Virgo. I had no idea, and James like chimed in on Facebook like a second later. He's like, it's spelled virgin.
I forgot about that one. That's a good singer.
I was like, fuck you.
That is great. That is absolutely amazing.
That's the end of this episode.
All
A great big thank you to our staff graphic artist, Tabby Walters, the Weekly Cast, and our listeners. You can listen to our podcast on iTunes, the Stitcher app, through YouTube, or directly on our website. Feel free to send us a movie review suggestion. Every third episode is Listener Appreciation, where we choose from your suggestions. You can reach us through social media, either by liking our Facebook page, John Hates Movies YouTube channel, or following our Twitter at John Hates Movies. Our music was composed by Kevin MacLeod. You can find this track and many more on his website, Incompetech.com. Thanks for listening, and tune in next week to hear someone say...
No, this was great. So there was this guy there who was like really proud of his son. And he was like talking about his son a whole bunch and stuff like that. And he'd be like, oh man, my son's the best, blah, 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 blah. And he'd be like, oh yeah, well, you know, my son, he doesn't have any girlfriends or anything. He's too good for women, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, oh yeah, you know, my son's a bear. And I'm like, oh, okay. And he's like, hey, you know what a bear is? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, a bear's a really strong guy. There's lots of muscles. Don't take no shit for no one. I'm like, yes, that is what a bear is.
Wow.